Welcome to the balcony of the Home Depot Center, home of your LA Galaxy, alongside Cobi Jones. My name is Mark Rogondino as we take you for our view from the booth, looking forward to this week's midweek game against the San Jose Earthquakes. But Cobi, before we can look ahead, we have to take a look back. A disappointing loss for the Galaxy and their fans, 1-0 against their stadium rivals, Chivas USA. You might be able to say right now, Cobi, this is the lowest point under the Bruce Arena tenure.
I got to admit, it's terrible. When you look at it, losing to Chivas, you could say that's probably one of the lowest points. But if you're trying to put a positive spin on it, it is still somewhat early on in the season, so you can't get too frustrated right now. But as we talked about in the past, there's no panic. But I can tell you right now, if it hasn't been there yet, it's creeping into the locker room at this point in time.
Well, that brings me right to the next question. Who would you say are some of those names that you expect to step up in the absence of two, if David goes, maybe three big players for LA?
Well, that's an offensive shift with those two guys.
Yes.
But I'm going to talk about two players that need to step up and that are leaders. I actually talked to them, and they said they were guaranteeing a victory against San Jose.
Ooh.
Sean Franklin, 27 years old. He's a leader now. He's a veteran. He's been with this team for a while, so it's time for him to step up and do some amazing things and lead and push this team forward. And the other one, AJ De La Garza, guaranteeing, and I even saw him as I was walking up here, and he said, I'm still standing by. They're guaranteeing a victory against San Jose.
Nope.
So that's big words, and now the question is, can they stand behind that and prove it? Can they step up and be the leaders that they are? Look, they both have championships, and they've been around this team, and they're amongst some of the veterans on this team. It's time for them to step up.
Interesting that you point out the two guys that you spoke with, too, are both defenders across that back four, so certainly we expect them to be busy against San Jose. And the reason I say that is as we start to preview the Earthquakes a little bit here, this is a team that has some very good players up front. It starts with their goal scorer, Chris Wondolowski, but he's got Steven Leonard right there. And then if they're going to bring somebody off the bench, who's it going to be? A guy who used to play for LA but has become a Galaxy killer, your former teammate Alan Gordon.
Yep, good old Gordo. But let's start off with wonderful Wondolowski, right?
Yes.
Wonderful Wando. This guy, he's unstoppable, and he's proving it over a series of years. So it's not even just this season, but even last season. He's a consistent goal scorer, and that's what you want on the team. How is the Galaxy going to stop this guy? And to be very honest, I think the position that the Galaxy defense is in right now, it's not so much how you stop him, but as we all know, can you contain him? You just want to make sure that he's not getting the ball in front of the goal. And then you mentioned, obviously, Alan Gordon. This guy, the last two games, he's scored last-minute goals, and come off the bench, so he's the super sub right now. I even sent him a congratulations because he was doing a great job. But he's someone that the Galaxy have to look out for. And like we said, it's going to be that defensive responsibility to step up and make sure that these two guys that are in form right now don't do anything damaging to the Galaxy as we move forward.
Finally, we will go to predictions. I said the Galaxy would win going to Montreal about a week and a half ago. You can never be solid when it comes to prediction because if you vote against LA, you're not in good standings with the club. But if you also say, I think they're going to go out and win and they lose, then you obviously don't look as good either. So I will go first, and I'm going to go with Sean Franklin and AJ De La Garza. I think the Galaxy come away 1-0 winners in this game.
Is that really going out on a limb, man? You just did what you said. You're going with the Galaxy all the time. Look, I'm a realist. I think it's going to be difficult, but the reason I'm going to back up my prediction of the Galaxy winning this, the reason I think they're going to win is because I think they're starting to feel the pressure, and I also think something that's very important is that this rivalry with San Jose is huge, and this game means just a little bit more. Former coach, that was a former Galaxy coach, a team that really started that California rivalry. So I think the guys are starting to build up and get ready for this.
To finish things off, Cobi and I sent out the tweet to ask you, the viewers, to check in with us and give us a question. You guys came with some great questions, but we're going to go to Colin Marshall, at Colin Marshall. How would you, Cobi, fix the offense? Defense seems to be getting better, but with so much talent, why the lack of scoring?
Well, here's the issue. When you have these situations, you go through slumps. And right now the Galaxy is having problems scoring, and it's always difficult, to play from behind. So you need to start getting that scoring off right off the bat. For me, it's all about a team offense and defense, and I think that's what the Galaxy's lacking right now is the aspect of it seems to be the defense is like, okay, you guys up there, you guys score, and the offensive players are saying, okay, you defenders, you defend. It needs to be a team aspect. I'd like to see that line push up a little bit more, have the Galaxy keep the ball in the opponent's half, stop playing so much fast break, game. When you can do it, yeah, but keep the ball. let the team run. You don't have to score right away, but let the other teams run, tire them out, and then as you start developing and keep bringing everybody into the offense, that's when you create more opportunities and more clear-cut opportunities rather than those half chances that we've seen the Galaxy get quite a bit.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out here at the Home Depot Center on Wednesday evening. It's the California Classico, one of the original rivalries in Major League Soccer, the Earthquakes and your MLS Cup champion, LA Galaxy. If you can't make it out, catch us on KDOC. We'll have the entire game action for you. Cobi Jones breaking everything down, and I'll do my best just to try and fit in. He's Cobi Jones. I'm Mark Rogondino. Thanks for joining us for this week's View from the Booth.